My name is Douglas Ottenlips, and I was a lieutenant in the United States Navy. Like I said, I worked for the railroad. I had worked for them as a summer job from high school on. When I got out of the service, I was married at the time. We were getting ready to have our first child, and so I was hoping to get a job. I really didn't care when or where or how, just something that I could advance in. So it wasn't really Navy oriented. It happens to be there was a recession going on at the time. I couldn't find a job. I went back to work for the railroad, and I stayed there for 40 years. So, and at that time, I actually got into IT, and there wasn't IT courses at that time, so it was something that you learned out of a book. And so I don't think the Navy influenced me from a job perspective. I think it did influence me from a perspective of staying disciplined, work ethic, recognizing that everything isn't going to be right, and sometimes you have to make it right yourself. It just isn't going to fall into your lap. Of course, once in a while I would fall into that thought process, but it never was true. And I think the biggest thing was I found that if things are not going well, that you need to make them better yourself, and you can. And there were opportunities to do that in my civilian life, where things weren't going the way we wanted, and people thought this particular solution was going to happen, and in reality, by applying ourselves, we made things happen differently. Well, I don't think service is a bad thing. I'm sometimes amazed at how few people actually serve in the armed forces, especially when in today's society currently we make so much of it. We talk about veterans a lot, we praise veterans a lot, but when you look at the numbers, it's an incredibly small group of people. I don't know what the Navy's like now. I haven't been in the Navy for a long time. I'm sure it's different. We wrote letters home. Now you talk on the cell phone, so that makes sense. I think it's a lot kinder, gentler than it used to be. But I don't think I think it's a good occupation. I think it's good to do that service. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's a positive experience. In my case, it was. I wasn't married at the time. I think being married and having children would make it extremely difficult, and I know it was difficult on the people that were married on the ship that I was on. And I know that there were situations that came up which were not positive for them. So I think everyone's different, but I think it's a good experience. It was something out of the realm. I can go home in Missouri and I can lie about it. Most people don't know I'm lying about it, so I can have a good time with that. But no, I don't have any problem.